Who are the gangster immortal Vikings that rule over the planet Earth, defined by their vast riches and very violent traditions? This is the story of how to kill all immortals. Get excited because this one is crazy. I'm not even going to lie. Our story begins in a mega mansion. This house is owned by rich, very rich brothers, but these brothers are afraid because they know what is coming. They denied a deal proposed by the most powerful family in the world, and after you deny a deal from this family, the only thing that comes after that is death. Now, the head of the family, he knew what was coming. Matter of fact, he was sure it was coming. He wanted them to leave. But the rest of his brothers, yeah, they were a little bit skeptical. They heard the stories, yes. Powerful CEOs and oligarchs disappearing. Arabian actual royal families put into the ground. All because they denied a deal with this one family. And now the youngest, the most cocky, said, nah, nobody's coming. Stop overreacting, old man. But yeah, as usual, he wasn't. Because right behind him, there they stood in their very designer-like suits and blood. Lots and lots of blood. These guys were all blonde, wielding weapons of Vikings, and they knew how to use it because in a split second, half of the guards were down, literally torn apart by these brothers. They moved like lightning, and the head, well, he doesn't play. Standing before the man who just lost his family in one night, he knelt down and said, "Are you ready to talk business?" I promise you he was ready. Now, while this was happening somewhere around the world, we are introduced to a very beautiful woman. She wasn't just beautiful, she was kind, she was badass, she was sexy, and most of all, she was rich. She funded this whole event just because she wanted to. She was made of money. She had more money than God. Her family did, of course. This was Frey. Now, Frey was a good person through and through. When she wasn't partying, she was in Africa giving out food to the people who really needed it. This was her life. It was kind of like atonement. But what is she atoning for? Being interviewed by her beloved lover, she finds her trip being cut short by certain men looking for her. Now, she knew what was to come, which is why she told him stay in the car. He listened, of course, because in the split second she was out, all he saw was red. And she just jumped back in the car like, yeah, we finna talk. But when we in the hotel, as they arrived, she was not only unscathed, she just had to tell him the truth. That all this is because of my family. My family is powerful, and that means we have a lot of enemies. They're going to be coming for me. They're going to be coming for you. We need protection. We need my family. Get packed because we're going home. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to suck. Now, I don't see any reason why this should suck when her family owns an island. These guys were rich. I mean, if she was rich alone, all of them combined, they were more rich than a country. As soon as she stepped foot, her brother was already waiting at port. Now, the energy was off, especially because he was the nice brother and he was being obnoxious. For some reason, that is never a good sign. When the killer stepped up, you know it's about to be violence, but he was cool too. You brought somebody. This is very unusual, but I'm a rock with it for now. Introductions were made. This is Stein, and this is my brother, Leif. But since I don't want to butcher his name, we're just going to call him Killer. Now, as I said, Killer was cool. I mean, this was odd, but it was acceptable. They were rich, so every single thing in their house was a collectible, one-of-one type shit. Especially this tree, this amazing looking tree. Before they could get lost in the tree, dinner was served, and, well, this is when things start to fall apart because we see instantly that Mr. Reporter, her boyfriend, is an outcast for real. He does not fit in this room filled to the brim with alpha males and, yeah, bloodthirsty warriors. Mr. Jabari, they offered him his own publishing and he turned it down like a pussy. These guys knew instantly this one is not one of us. And that is when it began, because the pressure was on. He was investigating why. Obviously, we know he was carrying out an interview on Faye, but they didn't know that. They thought he was trying to get the truth from them. They thought he was an enemy. And this meant war. They knew her brothers pretty well, which is why she knew Killer was going to attack first. She protected Jabari, but then her father reveals you were not attacked. They were going for your man. And honestly, Faye, I'm disappointed. We have rules, and you broke them. You will die. And just like that, her throat was just cut by her beloved brother. She looked to Jabari like, boy, run. There was no place to run to. This was an island, their island. Worst of all, Killer was let loose, and he splits people in half until he doesn't. Someone dropped them from behind. Jabari watched him fall, only to look at his savior and realized it was Faye. Faye was alive. She reveals, yeah, Jabari, I had to tell you something. My family is immortal. Yeah. Jabari lost his mind. We see a brief flashback into the past of Faye and her brothers, how her brothers were ruthless when she was not. But the thing is, that was then. This is now. Now Faye was trying to explain everything, but Jabari was asking 50 questions all at once. He even asked her, are you a vampire? She says, yes, of course we drink blood, but not all the time. For now, though, she needed to focus. She needed to get them to the hangar so they could steal a private jet. But you see, her compound was too protected. They had their own private army. And the thing is, she never liked violence ever. But she could still do it. She was still a Viking. Alone, she attacked. And they opened fire quickly, plugging her full of holes. But here's the thing. She's immortal. She stood up and went to work. Each and every single one of those gods felt her wrath, her pain. Her suffering was crazy. No fighting style, just savagery. Pure Viking savagery. She bit, scratched. And honestly, she would have won. Only if she had someone to watch her back. Thankfully, her boyfriend was here. Jabari wrecked it. He wrecked both of them. Thankfully, she could heal. Right now, they had the jet. Pointing a gun at the pilot's head, they told him drive, and he did. They had no plans. All they could do was run. In that moment, he asked, what would have happened if you lost your head or your arm? And she reveals, yeah, that shit would just grow back. Right now, though, we need to focus on survival. My father is rich, and he's immortal. How can we survive? Jabari had a smart idea. Your father is rich, but still, he's a businessman at heart. We need to find his weakness. We need to dig deep. Frey, how did you become immortal? And she reveals the truth that her family had kidnapped the Viking goddess of rejuvenation and kept her for themselves. That's why they've been immortal. And right now, the goal was to find it. Now, she, of course, didn't want to do it. This was super betrayal. But yeah, nobody wants to die, especially not her man. So as soon as they landed, they dressed up in street clothes and went to the vault. Now, for those of you who don't know what the vault is, well, it's a shabby place on the outside, but inside, it had riches for days. It had trillions of dollars worth of proper jewels and proper historical artifacts. To them, it was just Tuesday. She found the log her father used while they were capturing the goddess of rejuvenation. But before she could even open it, she heard a noise, a sound. Someone was in this building. No one should know this building even exists but family. She thought it was going to be Killer, only to realize that, yeah, it's Thor. Now, this brother was not playing. As soon as she was in this house, he called for reinforcements. He's usually the kind one, but when it comes to protecting the family's interest, he does not show mercy. He lets her know straight up, I'm not here for you. I'm here for your man. She says, you think I'll let you hurt him? He just grabbed her neck like she was a toy and said, do you think you could stop me, little Frey? She knew Thor. She knew she was never going to win, but still, she still had to fight, and fight she did. He was honestly impressed. He tossed her to the ground, leaving the axe in his shoulder. He lashed out, I protect the family. She said, yes, I know you do. But the thing is, protecting your family means killing me. Are you going to show me compassion, or are you not? Literally while she was fighting him. He took a pause, parking his hammer on her chest and leaning in close. He pulled a conquest. He didn't want to take life, but he was just doing what he had to do for the family. And when he saw him in the hallway, he remembered his mission, kill him at all cost. Now Frey, she just saw red. She lost control. went for the axe and just kept hacking and hacking and hacking. They needed more space, so Thor took them to the pool, and as they fought, the pool just kept getting drenched, turning red continuously as two immortals fought continuously. And to my surprise, it was her. It was Frey. She knew at this moment, yeah, all bets are off. Right now, we are at war with my family, and it is going to suck. Now, just a quick reminder, please hit the subscribe button. It will take you literally nanoseconds. Join the family.